Hi. In this session, we discuss about what is use of Excel and how to open Excel. And after opening Excel, what are the elements we have, okay, and what are the toolbars and what is ribbon, formula bar, and what is workbook. Very basic points I will explain. First of all, we will discuss about what is the use of Excel. If you take Excel, for example, this is the Excel workbook, and inside of the Excel workbook, we have sheets. For example, theory is a sheet name, index is a sheet name, and class is a sheet name. Okay. First, when I discuss about what is the use of Excel, we store the information. What is the use of Excel means? What is the use of Excel? What is the use of Excel? We store the information. Where we store? We store the information. So how to store the information? See, here we have a columns. These are called as columns. See, A is a column, B is a column, C is a column, D is a column. And see, first row, second row, third row. And again, this is called as cell address. Now we have at B5, B column, fifth row. Fine, we store the information in cells. How do we store? For example, I am working as a HR for Hyderabad location. I have my employees here, serial number, and my uh, employees' names I have here. See, now my employee, I have 20 employees from employee 1 to, yes, I have 20 employees. And again, I have serial numbers also 20. And now their grades, performance grades. Let it be performance grade. I have their grades. And then their salaries. And again, for which location they are working: Hyderabad, Chennai, US, UK, Bangalore. Like this, I have their location also. Right. Now, here what I have done, here I have stored the data. Here what I have done, here I have stored the data. In Excel, what I have done, I have stored the information. This is called as storing information. Okay. Now, this is what I am telling. We use Excel to store the information. Why do we store the information? Why we store the information? After storing information, we generate reports. We generate reports. What is the difference between storing information and report generation? Storing information means, see, this is called as storing information. But from this, I want to have only the details of Hyderabad. Then what do I do? For example, if I need only details of Hyderabad, so see, I have to copy only the details which is related to Hyderabad. For example, this is Hyderabad, copied and pasted. Yes, this is also copied. Yes, pasted. And again, yes, this is also related to. Hyderabad. See, now from the stored information, what I have generated a report. What is this report? This is the report of Hyderabad. What is this then? Hyderabad report. So after storing information, we generate reports. Okay. After generating the reports, what we do? Okay. We create we create chats and dashboards. What is chats and what is dashboards in a detailed way? We will discuss in the next sessions. But before that, what is the use of this creation of chats and dashboards? For example, now if you see this, you don't understand easily, how much Hyderabad salary and how much Chennai salary, how much UK, only UK is total salaries in UK, otherwise total salaries in Hyderabad. But if you observe this through a chart, for example, now I want location wise salaries. I want location wise salaries. Then what do I do? See, now, yes, now, see, if you want to know the values also, just you please go to design and you select. See, now if you observe this, easily you can understand what is happening or what is inside of the data. See, if you see this data, you don't understand anything. For example, if you see this data, what do you understand? You don't understand. This is called as only storing information. This is called as a storing information. After storing information, what we do? We generate reports. What is a report? Report means, see, what is total salaries in Bangalore? What is total salaries in Chennai? What is total salaries of Hyderabad as well, US and UK? And even though if you see these figures, even you cannot understand easily which is high and which is medium and which is the lowest salary. Instead of that, if you present these values through a chat, then easily you can understand. By seeing the chat only, we can say that 299 is the highest, so US is paying more. And again, when you come to Chennai is in second place and Hyderabad is in third place and UK is in fourth place and last place is in Bangalore. So easily to understand what is happening inside of the data, because here I have only 20 records, but I can understand. But when you compare with large amount of data, because nowadays we have depended on online. If you take an example of Amazon, per day millions of records data is getting generated, because we have depended on all Play Store. Whenever user is using or booking anything, this data is captured and directly it goes to, and it has to store somewhere, like kind of data warehouses. From data warehouses, we download the data into Excel, and from that Excel we analyze the data, we generate reports, so that we can understand what is happening inside of the data, and what kind of data we can store in Excel, what kind of data we can store in Excel. We can store anything. For example, I am working as HR. I enter the data which is related to employees and their salaries and their grades. For example, I am working as a salesperson. Then what I enter? I enter the details which is related to sales. And for example, if I am a person marketing. In that case, how many places I have visited, and whatever the customers I met on daily basis, and what is the date and what is the time, all these details, anything you can enter in Excel, and based on the data, and that reports are named, and and so that finally Excel can convert numbers into meaningful insights. Simply we store the data, we generate reports, from that we create charts for easy understanding and decision making. Okay, fine, this is the use of Excel.